You,
was a
you,
lot.
you're incredibly generous when it comes to allowing people to sit in your cars. It's well known. Oftentimes, you even let people drive these multi-million-dollar cars. And there's an old story about a car show that you and your girlfriend were at, now your wife, long ago. And it was about a Corvette and the ability to not sit in the Corvette. Tell our listeners about that story and how it impacted the way that you're allowing people to interact with your vehicles.
Yeah, so this guy had a Corvette and it wasn't even brand new. It was probably 8, 10 years old at the time. Nothing overly special. And my wife's like, "Can I sit in your car?" And the guy's like, "No, no, no." And I'm like, "Really?" And right then and there, it was when I decided that like, if I am ever blessed and fortunate enough to have a cool vehicle, I'm going to share it with the world. And so since I've accumulated this collection, I have absolutely let people sit in the vehicles, touch, start them up. Kids are revving them constantly. My friends and I constantly get together, and even some outsiders where we'll go take all the cars to dinner. We'll take them on cruises. You know, there'll be 15 cars out at a time sometimes, and the same. We are using the cars to do good. So the Hamilton collection, the channel that we started on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, it is a not for profit. So everything that we do, all of the income that we generate goes to charities. We've got some cancer charities, some charities that support minorities, and that's where my heart is. I make enough money. I want to do something that creates good for people. There's a organization called Cal's Angels. It's kids with some with terminal, some with other illnesses, and they came to Iron Gate, which is a local like car condo community, and they had a 16-year-old kid, and we were giving kids rides around the block, and I'm like, "Hey man, how do you feel about like driving my Bugatti?" And so I let him. Everyone was like in shock that I'm letting this kid drive it, but I'm like, at the end of the day, does it really matter? Like, I have insurance. This is an experience that he will never get to have. I certainly wouldn't have had it as a kid, and he's also just dealt with some trauma in his life. Like, you know, I think the average Joe deserves this, but especially this kid. And so he scared the crap out of me because he showed his very youngness when he drove. I had to grab the wheel twice when he almost went into a curb, but I would still go back and let him do it.
Yeah, amazing story. And you've said in the past, you like to tell people that you own the cars don't own you. So that means rack up the miles. Every mile has a different story to tell.
Yep.
And each car has a different experience. And you've said you love to watch the look on the faces of those who get a chance to drive or to sit in them. And a follow-up to that, what is the better feeling for you? Is it driving the cars personally, or is it seeing the smiles and motivation that it gives other people when you allow them the chance to experience? I think I know the answer.
Yeah, definitely that opportunity to have others experience. Like, I wouldn't grow my fleet if I couldn't. I call it a fleet. That sounds funny, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
It's a fleet, Steve.
Yes, it is. I would not be growing this if I couldn't share it with more and more people. Like, I look at it as cool. I've got 6 cars now. I can take 5 friends or help 5. But if I've got 20, then I can knock out 20 people at once and give them the experience of a lifetime. So absolutely that look of validation. And you're right that the cars don't own me. We will take these out. Rain. I mean, they probably sit out in front of my house when it's snowing too much, but rain or shine, we've taken cars up ramps, broken them, taken cars off-road, you name it. But like, why not? You own them. Why not have fun with them and do what they're meant? You know, a car is not meant to sit in a garage. It's meant to be driven.
Well, and you fill a lot of hearts with joy with the vehicles that you have on the street.